The bass pounds through my chest as I lean against the bar, watching Cassie twirl on the dance floor like she doesn't have a care in the world. Maybe she doesn't. I envy that. Maya, stop looking so miserable, Cassie shouts over the music, stumbling toward me with a bright pink cocktail. It's my birthday. You're supposed to be having fun. I am having fun. I lie, forcing a smile. Lauren slides onto the bar stool next to me. You look exhausted. Work's been brutal, I say, downing the rest of my drink. And Daniel's been distant. Distant how? Lauren asks. I shrug. He's always at the office. We barely talk anymore. I feel like I'm just existing in my own marriage. Cassie's eyes light up with mischief. You know what you need? A reminder that you're still hot. Cassie, no. See that guy over there? She points across the bar at a tall, dark-haired man in a fitted shirt. He's handsome, I'll admit that. I bet you $200 you won't go dance with him, like you're single again. That's a terrible idea, Lauren says immediately. But something stirs in me. When was the last time someone looked at me like I was desirable? When did I stop being Maya and become just Daniel's wife? $200? I hear myself say. Maya, don't, Lauren warns. Cassie grins. 200, cash, right now. The alcohol buzzes through my veins. I stand up, my heart pounding. Fine. Maya! Lauren grabs my arm. This is a bad idea. It's just one dance, I say, shaking her off. What Daniel doesn't know won't hurt him. I walk toward the stranger Brett. I'll later learn his name is with a confidence I haven't felt in years. My heels click against the floor. The music swells. And I don't see Daniel and Marcus entering the VIP section across the room. I don't see my husband at all. Hi, I say, touching Brett's shoulder. He turns and his smile is easy, warm. Hi yourself. Want to dance? I'd love to. We move to the dance floor, and at first, it's innocent. Just two people swaying to the music, but then Cassie starts gesturing wildly from the sidelines, mouthing, closer, closer. The music shifts to something slower, heavier. Brett's hands find my waist, and I let them stay there. God, when was the last time I felt this alive? His body presses against mine, and I close my eyes, letting myself disappear into the moment. You're beautiful, he whispers in my ear. I laugh, tilting my head back. You don't even know me. I'd like to. For 3 minutes and 47 seconds, I forget about the bills piling up at home. I forget about the silent dinners with Daniel. I forget about everything except this feeling of being wanted, being seen, being something other than invisible. When the song ends, I pull away, breathless and laughing. Cassie runs over, stuffing bills into my hand. You still got it, girl. That was amazing. I'm about to respond when I catch a glimpse of someone moving quickly toward the exit. Navy blue jacket. That distinctive walk. My blood turns to ice. No, I whisper. What? Cassie asks. But I'm already running, pushing through the crowd, my heels catching on the floor. Daniel! Daniel! Wait! I burst through the club doors into the cool night air. Daniel's at his car, his hand on the door handle. Daniel, please! He stops but doesn't turn around. Daniel, I can explain. Get in the car, Maya. His voice is flat, empty. Somehow that's worse than yelling would be. I climb into the passenger seat, my hands shaking. The engine starts, and we pull onto the road. The silence is suffocating. It was just a bet, I start. Cassie dared me, and I was drinking, and I didn't think. Clearly, I didn't know you were there. Does that make it better? He still won't look at me. His knuckles are white on the steering wheel. No, it meant nothing. It was stupid, and I'm sorry. How long have you been unhappy? The question catches me off guard. What? How long, Maya? How long have you been unhappy with me? I'm not unhappy with you. He laughs, but there's no humor in it. Really? Because the woman I just watched in that club looked pretty damn happy. Happier than I've seen you in months. I open my mouth, but nothing comes out. We pull into our driveway. Daniel gets out without another word, slamming the car door behind him. I sit there, tears streaming down my face. What have I done? For what? A stupid bet? $200? A moment of validation from a stranger whose name I barely caught? When I finally go inside, the guest room door is closed. Locked. I curl up on the couch and cry until there's nothing left. Sunlight stabs through my eyelids. My head throbs. For one blissful second, I think last night was just a nightmare. Then I see Daniel's wedding ring on the coffee table. No, 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 I whisper, grabbing it. There's a note underneath in his neat handwriting: "I need space. Don't call me." I call him anyway. It goes straight to voicemail. "Daniel, please, we need to talk about this. I'm so sorry. Please call me back." I try again. And again. Nothing. I call Cassie. She answers on the first ring. "Maya, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't think." "Neither did I say, my voice hollow. "Is Daniel okay?" "He left his wedding ring on the coffee table." Cassie goes quiet. My phone buzzes. "Lauren, is everything okay?" Daniel looked really upset. I can't respond. Instead, I stare at our wedding photos on the wall. 7 years of smiling faces. 7 years of memories. And I might have destroyed it all in 3 minutes. My phone buzzes again. This time it's Daniel's sister, Elena. "We need to talk. Coffee. Now." At the cafe. Elena doesn't even wait for me to sit down. "What the hell were you thinking, Maya?" "Elena, My brother worships you. Do you know that? He's been planning a surprise for your anniversary for weeks. He was at that club scouting it as a venue, and you were grinding on some random guy?" The world tilts. He was, what? Scouting the venue. For your anniversary party? He wanted everything to be perfect. Elena's eyes are blazing, and instead, he got to watch his wife cheat on him. "I didn't cheat." "Didn't you?" She stands up. "That's the problem, Maya. You didn't think about him at all." She leaves, and I'm alone with my coffee and the wreckage of my choices. 3 days pass. No Daniel. No calls. No texts. On day 3, Marcus finally calls me. "He's staying at my place," Marcus says. "He's a mess, Maya. I need to talk to him. Please." "I don't know if he wants to see you." "Please, Marcus. Please ask him." Marcus sighs. "I'll ask." That evening, Daniel agrees to meet me at Memorial Park, where we had our first date 7 years ago. When he arrives, he looks like he hasn't slept in days. "Daniel." He holds up his hand. "I don't want apologies right now. I want the truth. Why did you do it?" I force myself to look at him. "I've been feeling invisible, like I'm just a background character in my own life." "You've been so busy with work, and we barely talk anymore. When Cassie made that bet, it felt like a chance to feel seen again. To feel desired. So this is my fault?" "No." I cry. "No, Daniel, it's mine. I made a terrible choice because I was too afraid to tell you how I felt." He's quiet for a long time. When he finally speaks, his voice cracks. "I've been distant because I've been stressed about money. I took on extra projects so I could surprise you with a trip to Italy for our anniversary. The trip you've always wanted. I've been working 80-hour weeks for 3 months. My heart shatters. Daniel." "I was going to propose we renew our vows there," he continues. "In Florence. I had it all planned. I can't breathe. I literally cannot breathe." "I'm so sorry," I whisper. "I'm so sorry." "Yeah," he says. "Me too." He walks away, and I let him go. Word spreads faster than I expect. At Sunday dinner at Daniel's parents' house, which I attend alone, his mother corners me in the kitchen. "I always knew you weren't good enough for my son," Janet hisses. "He deserves someone who respects him." I don't defend myself. Part of me agrees with her. I visit my father the next day. He's in his workshop, building a bookshelf. "Dad, I messed up. Really bad." He puts down his tools. "Tell me." "I do. Everything." "Maya, you made a mistake. A big one. But marriage isn't about perfection. It's about whether you both want to fight for it. What if he doesn't want to fight for it? Then you learn, you grow, and you move forward. But don't give up without trying. My little sister Tiffany is more blunt when I call her. "You fucked up." "I know. But Daniel's not a saint either. He should have told you he was stressed instead of shutting you out. You both dropped the ball." She's right. But it doesn't make me feel better. Meanwhile, I hear through mutual friends that Daniel's colleague Greg is trying to convince him to give me another chance. But Daniel isn't ready. I move into a temporary apartment. The space between us grows wider every day. 3 weeks pass like 3 years. I throw myself into work, but everything reminds me of Daniel. I drive past our favorite Italian restaurant and have to pull over because I'm crying too hard to see. I see a couple holding hands in the grocery store and feel physical pain in my chest. Cassie tries to visit, but I can't face her. I blame her. I blame myself. I blame the universe. One night, I drink an entire bottle of wine and call Daniel. "I know you probably hate me." I slur into his voicemail. "I hate me too, but I miss you. I miss us. I miss the way you laugh at stupid dad jokes and how you always made me coffee in the morning. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He doesn't call back. Then I see it on Instagram. Daniel at a work event with a beautiful colleague. They're laughing. She's touching his arm. I throw my phone across the room. Is he moving on? Have I lost him forever? Lauren shows up at my apartment with Thai food and a box of tissues. You need help, Maya. Real help. I'm fine. You're not fine. You're falling apart. She hands me a business card. Doctor. Patricia Moore. She's a marriage counselor. Even if Daniel doesn't go, you should. I stare at the card. What's the point? The point is you. You need to heal, Maya. Whether or not Daniel comes back. Dr. Moore's office smells like lavender. She's in her 50s, with kind eyes and a no-nonsense demeanor. Tell me why you're here, she says. I tell her everything. When I'm done, she asks me a question that changes everything. Who were you before you became Daniel's wife? I open my mouth. Close it. I don't know. That's the problem. Over the next few weeks, Dr. Moore helps me understand that my actions at the club weren't really about Brett or the bet. They were a symptom of something deeper. I'd lost myself. I'd stopped pursuing my own dreams, my own friendships, my own identity. I'd made Daniel responsible for my happiness. And when he couldn't fulfill that impossible role, I sought validation elsewhere. Healing starts with taking responsibility, Dr. Moore says. Not just for your actions that night, but for your part in the disconnection that led there. I start journaling, exercising. I pick up painting again, something I loved in college but abandoned. I'm not doing it to win Daniel back. I'm doing it because I need to be whole on my own. 4 weeks after that horrible night, Marcus convinces Daniel to attend one counseling session with me. When Daniel walks into Dr. Moore's office, my heart nearly stops. We sit on opposite ends of the couch. Dr. Moore sits between us, a gentle referee. Daniel, would you like to start? She asks. He takes a deep breath. Do you know what it felt like to see you like that? To watch the woman I love look at another man the way you used to look at me? I felt invisible, Maya. I felt like I wasn't enough. You were always enough, I sob. Always. I was the problem. I stopped seeing you too. I stopped appreciating everything you were doing for us. Dr. Moore guides us through the conversation carefully. Daniel admits he shut me out emotionally when he got stressed, falling into patterns from his childhood, where showing vulnerability felt like weakness. I admit I sought external validation because I'd lost my sense of self-worth. The question is, Dr. Moore says, do you both want to rebuild? And if so, are you willing to do the hard work? Silence fills the room. I don't know if I can forget what I saw, Daniel finally says. I'm not asking you to forget, I say carefully. I'm asking if you can forgive. Eventually. If we can start over, differently this time. I loved you enough to work 80-hour weeks, Daniel says, tears streaming down his face. I loved you enough to plan a dream vacation, but love isn't enough if there's no trust. Then let me earn it back, however long it takes. Daniel looks at me, really looks at me, for the first time in weeks. I miss you too, Maya. I miss my wife. But I don't know if I can be with the person who made that choice. The session ends without resolution. But it's the first honest conversation we've had in months. A week later, Daniel asks me to meet him at Memorial Park again. When I arrive, he's holding 2 envelopes. I've been doing a lot of thinking, he says. What happened that night broke something in me, but our counseling sessions made me realize I broke something too. I broke us, by shutting you out, by not making our connection a priority. He hands me the first envelope. Inside are plane tickets to Italy. Still valid, dated for next month. I can't undo what happened, Daniel says. And neither can you. But we have a choice now. I look at the second envelope. What's that? Divorce papers. I had my lawyer draw them up. I needed to know I had an option. My world collapses. I'm not showing you this to hurt you, he continues quickly. I'm showing you because I need you to understand how close we came to losing everything. That night changed us both. We can't go back to who we were. That version of our marriage was already dying. But maybe we can build something new. Something stronger. What do you want, Daniel? He's quiet for a long moment. I want to go to Italy with my wife. I want to renew our vows, but this time with our eyes wide open about who we really are and what we really need. I want to choose you every day, and I want you to choose me not out of guilt, but because we're genuinely building a partnership. But I need you to understand something, he adds, his voice firm. If we do this, we're starting from scratch. No more avoiding hard conversations. No more seeking validation from others. No more taking each other for granted. And it's going to take time before I fully trust you again. I understand, I whisper. I'll spend every day proving I'm worthy of that trust. Daniel reaches for my hand, the first physical contact since that horrible night. I went to the club last week. I sat in the same spot where I saw you, and I tried to understand, and I realized we both stopped fighting for us. We got comfortable. What you did was wrong, but it was a wake-up call we both needed. He tears up the divorce papers, letting the pieces scatter in the wind like confetti. I'm standing on a beach in Positano, Italy. The sunset paints everything gold and pink. Daniel stands beside me in a white linen shirt, holding my hands. Our families and closest friends form a small circle around us. Even Cassie is here, though our friendship looks different now. Elena smiles at me, genuine, warm. Even Janet has softened slightly, though I'm still working on that. The past 6 months have been the hardest and most rewarding of my life. We've attended counseling every week. We've had difficult conversations and setbacks. There were nights when Daniel's hurt resurfaced, and I had to hold space for his pain. There were moments when I questioned if I deserved his forgiveness. But we've also laughed more, talked more, truly seen each other. I've pursued my paintings seriously, even sold a few pieces. Daniel learned to express his feelings instead of retreating into work. We've built new traditions, Friday date nights that are non-negotiable, daily emotional check-ins, and a promise to never let resentment simmer unspoken. The officiant, a kind Italian woman, asks in accented English, "Do you choose each other, today and every day forward?" "I do," Daniel says, his eyes locked on mine. "I do," I whisper. "This time, we know what it means. Love isn't about a perfect record, it's about what you do after you fall." Daniel kisses me, and our guests cheer. I feel something I haven't felt in years, genuine hope. Not because our story has a fairy tale ending, but because we're finally writing it honestly together. That night at the club almost destroyed us, but in a strange way, it also saved us by shattering our illusions and forcing us to rebuild on truth. This is our second chance, and this time, I'm not going to waste it. The end.